And hello, all my fellow nerds out there. This is Circle Nerd Richie, and welcome back once again to DDLC Blue Skies. So, I don't have any time to make an intro for this time. This time, we have a choice to make, and I think the choice is clear. Ugh, I need to start making a better intros, honestly. Any, Anyways, offer to join her at therapy. If you don't know what happened, I recommend you go watch the previous episodes first, but you must come back to this episode after you watch the previous ones first. Okay? Oh, and Sayori, I can come with you to your therapy sessions if you want. Are you sure? Would they let you? I think so. I mean, if you tell them you're okay with it, I don't see why not. Hmm. Just keep me just keep me updated, okay? I wouldn't want to miss your first session. Okay then. And thank you. It's kind of daunting to start, so having you around should hopefully make it much easier. I'm just glad I can help. Anyways, we're in the new episode. I'm actually very excited to see what they have in store. I'm very I'm very hopefully very hopefully going to see some new big changes in this series soon. Anyways, before I know it, the weekend has already arrived. It's been a few days since Sayori agreed to try therapy. With a slight nudge from me, she spoke to her doctor and who managed to arrange for her first therapy session tomorrow. As relieved as I am with a speedy response, I am still fairly apprehensive. Seeing how persuasive her condition is, interfering with her ability to get homework done, and twisting her self-perception, it's been daunting. I can't lie. I guess just seeing how serious the depression has been a shock to my system. Part of me does worry that somehow me getting involved is actually a bad thing. Perhaps I'm somehow making it more complicated. Do I really know what I'm getting myself into here? No, Richie, don't listen to that silly irrational side. Let's look at the positives. She agreed to get some help, so this is her first step to recovery. Yeah, that's true. Plus, I'm going with her, so at least we're making a step together, right? Should be fine. Being a chronic overworrier truly is a curse. Oh, dude, tell me about it. Seriously, tell me about it. I know how it feels. I worry over even the smallest things sometimes. Like, ugh, dude, that honestly hits far too close to home. Being with Sayori makes me happy. It's best to focus on that and to stop worrying about what could go wrong. Because if I constantly focus on the negatives, well, that's no good for anyone. Stay positive. Optimistic outlook, Richie. Optimistic outlook. That literally just screams me. He's actually turning into me. What is this? After completing my morning routine, I find myself sitting in my kitchen, aimlessly wondering about how to spend the day. One of the drawbacks of your first relationship is that you don't really know what you're meant to do with your partner. It's too cold to spend much time outdoors, so we're limited to indoors. I check my watch. 10:14 a.m. Sorry, wouldn't even be awake yet. As my gaze idly settles on the used plates in front of me, an idea hits me. Oh, Sari would love this. About half an hour later, my work is done and carefully placed into my bag. I make a trip over to her room, hoping that she's still asleep. As I was hoping she's fast asleep, no surprise given it's not even 11 yet. As I approach her, I'm struck by how cute she looks when she's sleeping. Wait, that didn't sound super creepy, did it? It probably did. I mentally chastised myself. Stop being so weird, Richie. But the way she's curled up into a ball, even with her hair being a mess and a slight trickle of drool leaking from her mouth, she's perfect. I don't think there's any way that this girl could ever look anything less than beautiful. The light sounds of her snoring turn my light smile into a heartfelt grin. Setting down my bag, I quietly walk over to her and gently brush a lock of her hair that has fallen out into her open mouth. She stirs slightly as my hand brushes against her forehead. Wakey, wakey, sleepyhead. 5 more minutes. I made you breakfast. She groggily sits up and rubs her eyes, hugging a blanket close to her. You didn't have to, Richie. I can't help but feel disappointed and slightly irritated by her reaction, but I was really looking forward to seeing how exuberant she'd be. What time is it? Like 11? Yawning, she pushes the covers off and sits up. She still looks quite tired. She gingerly opens the bag and forces a smile onto her face. You can thank your dear sunshine poem for the inspiration, especially that last line. God, I'm so selfish. I have such a thoughtful boyfriend who's been super considerate and made me breakfast in bed, and I can't even thank you properly. You went through all this just for me? And anyone else would be really appreciative, and yet here I am complaining that you're here. Huh? No, it's not like that at all. I mean, yeah, I was hoping you'd be a little happier to see me, but, well, it's kind of on me for forgetting how difficult mornings can be for you. Don't worry about it. I can tell that my words haven't convinced her in the slightest. And I don't get the feeling that you don't want me here. Relax. She slowly starts chewing on the food. This is really good. It's pretty basic stuff, to be honest. But I'm glad you like it. Natsuki's cooking has nothing on me, as as you can see. How is it that you can make me laugh even when it's the last thing I want to do? Magic, I think? Maybe I was a comedian in a past life. It's a question that science has been trying to answer for the past 100 years or so. By the way, can we just have a lazy day today? I don't really feel like going outside or anything. Fine by me. After she's finished eating, we made our way back to mine. We pretty much resumed our standard activity of cuddling on the sofa. Maybe my earlier worries are unfounded after all. We're both content in just being in each other's presence, regardless of the activity. I'm aimlessly flicking through the movie channel on TV. Open my phone. Hi, Richie. What's up? Not much. Yuri carries on typing. She's taken an awful long time to reply. I get the feeling that she's plucking up the courage to ask me something. Well, I was wondering. Go on. Would you like to discuss the book with me today? I haven't read much of it, to be honest. I think the movie version is on Netflix, though. Hang on, let me check. What's up? Oh, you know that book Yuri lent me? I'm checking to see if it's on Netflix. We're gonna have a horror night? Well, I told Yuri I'd let her know my thoughts on the book with her, but I haven't really read enough of it to really discuss it. But if I could find it on Netflix, then I thought we could all watch it together instead. Here it is. Oh, are you okay with it? Of course. I'd be a terrible friend if I stopped her from coming over. Other people are out there having tough times too. She shifts her attention to the television, a wan smile on her face. Okay, I figured that if you were here too, you wouldn't feel like I was, I don't know, leaving you or anything. It's fine, Richie. Dear God, that clown looks even uglier on the big screen. I never liked clowns. Good news, I found it. You can come over. Sayori is here too, by the way. Are you sure it wouldn't be interrupting anything? Nah, she said she's fine with it. It's all good. One text later and Yuri is waiting outside my door, book in hand. Hey Yuri, come on in. Sayori's in the living room. Good afternoon, Richie. Thank you for suggesting this, by the way. I haven't seen the movie version yet. Yeah, neither have we. Should be interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I actually have seen the movie version of Stephen King's It. It's actually pretty good. Like honestly, Pennywise is a pretty terrifying entity. I'm not gonna lie about that. Oh, also, since everyone's in their casual outfits, I should probably change to mine, shouldn't I? 1 second. There we go. That's a bit better. Here, wait. Should be interesting. Hey, Yuri. Yuri smiles in greeting. I've heard good things about the film adaptation, so I'm hopeful that this will be enjoyable. Only one way to find out. As predicted, Sayori is a massive chicken, jumping at every loud noise and suspenseful scene. On the other hand, Yuri seems totally engrossed in the movie, never once looking away during an ominous scene. For the most part, it's difficult to read her face as she remains fairly impassive. Although, a look of wonder and interest occasionally flickers across her face, especially when the monster is on screen. It's definitely one of the better horror movies I've watched. Granted, that isn't much saying much since I haven't seen too many. I have to admit, the acting in the film really sells it. Both the clown and the young kids who serve as the protagonists are brought to life really well. Oh no, please don't tell me they're gonna go in that creepy building. Why, why would they go in there? It's just a nightmare waiting to happen. She ducks behind the cushion, only peering out intermittently. Something she took so doing once the clown was first introduced. Ah, good old Pennywise. I laugh and pull her closer. She cuddles into my shoulder, turning her face so she can still see. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch Yuri quickly throwing us a glance from the peri- peri- periphery vision. Just say peripheral. It's easier to say it that way. It's hard to tell, but she looks a little sad. I grimace a little. Clearly, I forgot how isolated Yuri feels at home. Watching Sayori and I cuddle is probably a painful reminder. Especially if Sayori's prediction about how Yuri feels about me is true. An hour or so later, the movie is over. It's been really interesting to hear Yuri's thoughts, not just on the movie, but on the horror genre and the whole. And that's something I admire about both the book and the movie, how both approach and present the main theme of fear. A lot of the film adaptations of books tend to over sensationalize the content, and many horror movies rely on cheap jump scares to elicit a reaction. Of course, there's nothing inherently wrong with a jump scare, but but I think the best horror tends to really get under your skin and makes you think. Honestly, that's something I can agree with, because like when it comes to actual horror, I for me, I like mental horror. I like the horror that like plays with your emotions and gets you all paranoid, gets the mind acting, making you think what's gonna happen or jump out next, if anything's gonna jump out. That is. But I'm not playing a horror game, am I? Well, technically this was a horror game. It still is, but it just removes all the horror aspect and focus on the relationships. Anyways, I'm getting off track. Well, after you've finished, yeah, I agree. Jump scares just annoy me, really. They startle you, sure, and the build-up can be tense. But from what I've seen, horror movies make it really obvious when one's coming up. The music goes really quiet or really spooky, the character is in a dark place. Indeed, sadly, it's quite the common occurrence with modern horror. There's not much left to your imagination. You can't help but notice that Sayori's been very quiet throughout the discussion Yuri and I are having. You okay, Sayori? Hmm? I don't really have much to say. You two carry on. I'm fine. She's looking absentmindedly at the screen. It's unfortunate that the second part of the movie isn't out yet. It's it's like being able to only read half the book. Oh, so this is take place before It 2 was announced. It Part 2 was announced. Nice. The second part is about how the characters come back to fight the clown when they're adults, right? Indeed, and that's where the plot really shines. Anyway, I have some errands to be getting on with, so I'm going to have to leave. Thank you both, by the way. I really appreciate it. That's okay, Yuri. I hope you're feeling better. Yuri turns to me. Oh, did you tell her? My face grows hot. In my haste to reassure Sayori that nothing was going on between Yuri and I totally forgot that Yuri's confession was likely confidential. Oh, damn. Yeah, I did. Sorry, Yuri. I didn't think. Didn't realize it was that private. It's okay. I suppose it's only fair that there's clarity between the two people in a relationship. Whew, I'm glad that Yuri is so understanding. Anyway, I'll see you two on Monday. Goodbye. See ya. Bye, Yuri. As Yuri leaves, I turn to Sayori. She's looking a little rueful. I hope you were right about therapy, Richie. I'm dreading tomorrow. It's going to be just fine, don't worry. I should hope so. I should probably get going as well. I'll see you tomorrow. With a wave, she departs as well. Wow. These are very short sections, honestly. Dun dun dun. Like I like that the transitions like got like the school bell in the background. That's pretty cool. As my eyes slowly open, I can't help but feel nervous about how today will go. I can only imagine how nervous Sayori is. It's such a big step for her, too. I just hope it goes well. Hey, Sayori, ready to get going? Yeah. He's a little quiet, and not quite as chipper as he usually is. The journey to the clinic was a quiet one. Thankfully, it's only a short walk away. Well, that was interesting. Her therapist was incredibly patient and empathetic, never once being insensitive with his questioning. He spent the majority of the session getting a picture of her current life situation, to which Sayori was generally compliant. I think that after she told me about her depression, it might have become a little bit easier to talk about given I was the first person she confessed to. She didn't look entirely comfortable, but after a few reassuring smiles from me, she was able to answer his questions. The session passed by relatively quickly, and before we knew it, it was already over. Sayori is quite quiet as she breaks the silence. I heard a few horror stories about how people who get really insensitive therapists. And I was really scared that he'd be one of them. But he was really patient, so that could have gone a lot worse. She trails off into silence. I'm really proud of you, Sayori. I know that must have been really hard for you to do. What with how confusing all this can be. It really does make me happy that you're doing this. I'm glad to hear that, Richie. I really am. By the way, can we spend the rest of the day together? I don't want to go home just yet. Of course you can. Cuddling up on the couch it is. Aww. After swinging by the shops to get some snacks, we find ourselves back in our typical cuddling spot. It's sort of quiet between us, given I suppose after the therapy session, there's a lot to take in for both of us. Tagging along into the session raised so many questions in my mind. Though. Now isn't the best time to ask them though. Hey, Sayori? Yeah? Why don't we play something? We don't have enough people for a board game though. Nah, I don't mean board games. Remember when we used to play video games together when we were kids? I've always found video games as a really good way to escape reality. Last year when I was really lonely. Found it helped my mind take my mind off things. Plus, there's some games I have that I think you might enjoy. She sets up. Sure, that could be fun. What games are you thinking of? As it turns out, I still have some of those games we used to play. Do you remember Banjo-Kazooie? Oh, the one with the bear? Yep, that's the one. Why don't we give it a whirl? If I hear any Banjo-Kazooie music, I'm gonna have to mute it because copyright. As I was hoping, gaming has proven to be a wonderful way to get her mind off therapy. She's truly lost in the colorful, immersive world with her face scrunched up with determination. At first, she wasn't very good at the game, struggling with the controls, getting lost, generally being unsure of what she's meant to do. Although after a few pointers from me, she really started to pick it up and was soon getting the hang of it. Suri can be really good at things when she puts her mind to it. It's almost uncanny how skilled she can be, especially when she contrasts against the airhead vibe she can give off. Aha! I knew I'd find a jigsaw piece here. I laugh. She's having a great time, and it's heartwarming to see her so happy, even if it's over just a video game. Nothing will ever beat seeing Sayori smile. You'll never know just how cute you are, Sayori. Huh? Just seeing you happy makes me so happy. And I swear that nothing will ever change that. Aww. Not that I'm complaining or anything, but where did all this come from? Truth be told, I'm not really sure. Being with her in the therapy room just now was quite eye-opening for me. Not just because I got to see how therapy works, but because it's really dawning on me that she has depression, and this is something we can't deal with alone. Of course, I believed her when she said she was depressed back in November, but well, meeting the therapist and watching him do his job really drove the point home. I'm obviously really glad she's seeking help, but it made me think. She's been depressed for a long time, and I've only recently came back into her life. So what was life like for her while we weren't friends? Probably awful and super lonely. Richie? Are you there? You're looking kind of sad. What's up? Her bright smile does nothing for my guilt. I'm sorry, Sayori. What are you sorry for, silly? We've only probably begun to hang out not too long ago, right? Since September. Yeah. She pauses the game and sets the controller down, sensing the urgency of the situation. And you've been depressed for so many years. But I wasn't there for you. We drifted apart all because of what? Because I was an idiot? An idiot who prioritized gaming and anime over you? I can't even imagine how hard things were for you when we weren't really talking. Richie, none of that is your fault. She gently takes my hands in hers. And part of me thinks that, well, had I made more of an effort with you back then, perhaps us drifting us drifting apart didn't cause me to be depressed, Richie. Truthfully, I don't really know why I developed depression. There's a lot that I don't know about my condition, but one thing I know is that it doesn't really need a reason. That's what my doctor said the last time I tried therapy. So please, don't ever think that you somehow contributed to my depression, okay? You're like the polar opposite. When I'm with you, I'm happy. You make me feel like I'm actually worth something, even though my brain tries really hard to tell me that you're lying. Yeah, but that's in the present. What about the past, when there were years where we didn't hang out at all? I actually had this conversation with Monica once. It's normal for friendships to be like that, I think. You can go a long time without talking to someone, but if you reconnect with them and you can both get along as if nothing ever happened, did anything really change? I paused upon hearing her words. I guess she does have a point, but I'm finding it hard to internalize. She just forward and strokes my face, gently lifting my chin up to maintain eye contact. The way I see it, we get along just fine now as when we did as kids. Besides, what happened in the past was the past. If anything, the time apart made me appreciate the time I do spend with you even more. Well, I'm glad you feel that way, Sayori. I really am. It's just, well, you going to therapy today made me realize the reality of depression and made me reflect on how much I've been absent in your life. I didn't mean to spring this out of the blue like that. Especially when you wanted to take your mind off therapy. It was pretty inconsiderate of me. It's okay, it really is. I'm just glad that we can talk things out, you know? You've been really patient with me. So it's the least I could do for you. And I'd much rather we talked about whatever bothers you than you bottling it up. After all, bottles are meant to be shared, right? I can't help but laugh. That was clever. If you say so. I do. Seriously, Richie, please don't blame yourself for anything, okay? I've been much happier ever since you came back to my life. I wouldn't have been able to go to therapy if you weren't there with me. And like you said, well, I agree. It is a big step to take. There's a faraway look in her eyes as she ponders her next words. I had gone so many years thinking that this was something I'd have to bear alone. But I have to admit that it's nice not having to go through this by myself. She squeezes my hand. Besides, we can't really change the past, can we? Yeah, I guess you're right. You really do have a big heart, you know that? Nothing ever changed with you. And that's never going to change. It's moments like these that really bring out the warm, fuzzy feelings inside of me. I've never really felt anything like this before, but it feels so right. Now, I think we have some jigsaw puzzles to collect. Of course, let's get back to the game, shall we? She reaches for the controller and starts playing once more. Within seconds, we're whisked away into the world of childhood memories, the feel of warmth in my arms, the sound of her innocent laughter, and the smell of her hair. That little voice of guilt remains, but it's now easier to ignore it. Wow, it's super late already. And tomorrow's a school day as well. No fun. Tell me about it. Monday mornings are the absolute worst. I mean, not for me, because I get to record these videos for you guys on Monday. I mean, I just take breaks on Sunday because I need breaks. Anyways, not even soccer I can save them. I just want another break. We just had our Christmas one. I know. Oh well. Anyway, I should get going. Aw, leaving so soon? My attempt to point Puppy Dog Eyes causes her to laugh and shake her head. But it's late. I reach towards her and pull her into an embrace in a playful attempt to stop her from leaving. I push her back down into the sofa, wrapping my arms tightly around her body. You've fallen into my grand trap. Now there's no escape. Ah, you've caught me! Whatever can I do? Nothing. My mastermind plan is absolutely foolproof. Is it Sayori proof? Hmm? What do you... Her lips meet mine and immediately I'm taken away into another world. Man, it's almost scary how powerful the sensation of whenever we kiss is when we kiss. No fair. Are you complaining? If you'd prefer, I could just... Her tone is innocent and playful. Not kiss you again. Wink. Hey, I didn't say that. Okay, okay, you win. But there's one thing you didn't prepare for. Oh, what could that be? I quickly boop her on the nose. Boop. Boop. That actually reminds me of the scene with Nora and Ren and Ruby, where she's hanging from a tree, just goes boop, just boops his nose. Dude, that's just one of my favorite moments of the show. It's so cute. What? Surprise, surprise, sneaky boops aren't allowed. Oh, but surprise, sneaky kisses are. You had me trapped. It was just self-defense. So, so was my boop. This isn't over, meanie. Looking forward to our rematch then. I reach over and check my phone. It's almost midnight. As much as I hate to admit, we should probably call it a day. Although, having said that, an idea just popped into my mind. Oh? Okay, Sayori. How about... Oh? I'll walk you home, you can stay the night? Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Uh... wow, sheesh. Okay. Okay, I mean, she could stay the night. What do I do? What do I do? Um, you know what? Convince her to... Why not convince her to stay the night? Let's see where this goes. Oh, right clicked. Sorry. Why don't you stay the night? Eh? Here? That way we can also make breakfast tomorrow morning before school. Oh, I didn't think of that. Where will we sleep though? Well, I was thinking we could take this. I could take the sofa and you could have my bed. Nuh-uh, there's no way I'm letting that happen. You can sleep with me. There's an awkward silence for a second, made slightly comical by the fact Sayori hasn't realized the implication of her words. Honestly, that is kind of funny. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean it like that. You know what I meant. Anyway, I'm just gonna get my stuff from my place, so I'll be back in a second. Alright. After completing my bedtime preparations, I rarely slide into bed, thinking about the conversation that took place today. There's been a lot to take in, I suppose. Ever since Sayori became my girlfriend, there's always been a nagging fear that I'm getting into something that's way beyond me. Going to therapy has helped dispel that worry, but though today was relatively smooth, and I'm hoping that doesn't change. Faintly, I hear a click at the front door followed by footsteps. I'm just gonna get changed, then I'll join ya. As Sayori approaches the bed, I can't help but notice how nice her legs look in those shorts. Won't you be cold in those pajamas? Nope. I have you to warm me up, remember? I'm suddenly very grateful that I have a blanket covering my body. uh, I freaking love this mod, dude. It's too good. She slides in next to me, pulling the blanket over herself. Slowly, she inches to me and positions herself so that the top of her head lies just below my chin. Aww, so cute. Resting her hand on my chest, she looks up at me, moves for a quick kiss, and giggles. At such proximity, I can hear her heartbeat. Her hands feel soft and warm against the fabric of my shirt. She's incredibly warm, but it isn't overbearing in the slightest. On instinct, I wrap my arms around her body and rest my face atop her hair. Good night, Sayori. I plant a kiss on her forehead. Good night, Richie. Aww, that was so cute. That was honestly the cutest thing ever. Oh, my goodness. All right. Oh. Suddenly, I pull out my sleeve what appears to be sobbing. As I slowly fight the grogginess, I'm also aware of the slight dampness on my chest. I hate when Sayori has nightmares. The feeling of powerlessness, the sound of her Tears, the look of anguish on her face, it always hits hard. I hate it when Sayori has a nightmare. The feeling of powerlessness, the sound of her tears, and the look of anguish on her face, it always hits hard. Why can't you hear me? It's just me, or am I seeing like a line right here, like where Sayori's neck is? I need you. Come back. Please come back. Sayori? I gently shake her. Shh, Sayori, it's okay. I'm here. It's okay. I hold her as she carries on whimpering. She clings to me even harder, shaking her fear. I can only imagine what's going on inside her head. I fumble for my phone and the blinding glare tells me it's 7:01 a.m. Richie? It's me, Sayori. You were just having a nightmare. Don't worry, I've got you. I stroke her hair softly as her crying subsides. That was horrible. What happened? She takes a deep breath and composes herself. Everything was so dark. You, Yuri, Monica, Natsuki, you all were there. But whenever I tried to talk to you, it was like there was an invisible bubble around me. None of you could hear me, but there was this shadowy figure that kept talking to me. Fresh tears fill her eyes once more. And it kept saying horrible, horrible things. It told me that I was useless, and that everyone would be so much better off if I wasn't around. And that you'd be much happier with Yuri. And that therapy is pointless and is fighting and losing in battle. It's nothing more than false hope, no matter how hard I try to believe otherwise. She sniffles. I tried calling out to you, to the girls, to anyone, but it was just me and the voice tormenting me, telling me everything that I've been trying hard not to believe. It felt so real, Richie. It's so real. Just when I thought things might have had a chance of being okay again. I hate this. Why can't I just be normal? And it's already 7. I'm sorry, Richie. I can't go to school today. It's okay. I won't go either. Uh-huh. What about... I couldn't care less about that. There's no way in hell that I'm going to leave you alone after what you just experienced. I can't miss... I can miss the odd day off school and... I can miss the odd day off school. It's fine. She opens her mouth to protest, but upon seeing my steely resolution on my face, she reluctantly abates. I'll get you some water. Be back in a second. I don't know why I'm like this, Richie. Why is it that something so as stupid as a little nightmare makes me feel this bad? I was hoping that finally there was a light that at the end of the tunnel. But that was just naive of me, wasn't it? It's okay. You don't have to say anything, Richie. I know you might feel like you have to say some magical words to make me feel better, but all you have to do is listen. What really hurt me was that voice telling me that you'd be much better off with Yuri as your girlfriend. I tried really hard to believe that I'm a good girlfriend and that I'm worth your time, but those doubts are always there in the back of my mind. I know you'd never break my trust, but I just wish I could convince my stupid brain to see it the same way. And it's so unfair because I can see how hard you're trying. Please believe me when I say I really appreciate you, Richie. But I'm just so scared that it might be all for nothing. What do you mean? Well, what if I never get better? What if I'm always going to be like this? My pieces are all broken, you're trying so hard to put them back together, but what if you can't? What if you can't put them back together because some of them are gone? I don't have an answer for that. I hate feeling like this. Feeling like I've lost something that I'll never get back, no matter how good your support and how well therapy goes. I can't remember the last time I wasn't so tired, Richie. That's the worst part about depression. The exhaustion that never goes away. An exhaustion that sleep can never fix. The only good thing about sleep is that you can escape from my mind. It's escape from my mind, at least for a few hours. Well, when I don't have nightmares. And I'm just so tired of it all. Tears slowly start leaking down her face, and once more, her face looks utterly resigned. I wish that I could just wake up one day and actually have hope. She faces me with a sad smile, her cheeks glistening with tears. Actual, genuine hope. A hope that maybe, just maybe, things might be okay. Just when I begin to think that that could be true, days like this happen. I hate these days. I hate these days so much. Therapy is already hard enough, and these nightmares make me feel worse. What little progress I've made has been reset. All the doubts that I tried so hard to keep in check break free, and they're merciless. I'll wipe away a few of her tears and gently grasp her hands in mine. We will get through this together, Sayori. Just like I said, I don't care how long it takes or what we have to endure. That's a promise. But I'm never going to stop until we see this through. She looks away. What? Why is that? Why is it that I never feel like I'm actually getting through to her? I have to try to stay positive, for the both of our sakes, even though seeing her like this is one of the most demoralizing things on the planet. No matter what, you'll never be alone in dealing with this. If your if your pieces are broken, we'll create new ones. I can imagine I can't imagine how hard it is for you. Really, Richie? How can you possibly know what it's like to feel how I'm feeling? Exactly, you don't. You don't know what this feels like. The constant numbness, the constant feeling of no matter what I do, this shadow will never will always be here. Crying myself to sleep, waking up in tears, having to fake everything because you're terrified that people will see the real you. But I've seen the real you, and you're still here, and you're still trying to help. I get it. I really do. I know you're trying to help, but it's hard to see your encouragement as anything more than just empty words. This isn't something you can just fix by saying the right stuff. She burst into tears once more. As much as I wish it was. I scoop her into a hug. She tries to push me away initially, but I hold her firm, holding her close to my chest. She eventually gives in and sobs unrestrainedly into my chest. I'm scared, Richie. I whisper softly into her ear as I gently stroke the back of her head. I know, Sayori. I'm scared as well. We both fall silent, with the only sound permeating the room being the sound of her anguished cries. Sayori? She mumbles in my chest. I'm sorry if I say the wrong things. I just don't know what the right things to say and do are. This whole thing is just totally alien to me. And after you told me that, my words are pretty much empty. Well, I'm starting to doubt everything. She winces slightly as she bites her lip. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I came out much harsher than I intended. But I want you to believe what you say. I want to believe what you say, I really do. I know that I shouldn't feel jealous and that I shouldn't compare myself to other girls. I want to believe all of the lovely, reassuring things you say to me. But I can't. I know that you're saying I know that what you're saying makes sense. It's just internalizing it is a whole other story. It's not your problem. It's all on me being unable to get over this stupid thing. Depression isn't just a stupid thing, though. It's a. I know it's much more than that, Reggie. I just can't help how angry it makes me. I just want to be normal like everyone else. It's like I'm not in control of my own body. The depression is the one that chooses my mood for the day. It chooses how I react to things and what I say. Like the day you made me breakfast. I really wish that was appreciative from the start instead of being irritated that you were in my room so early. It's so unfair. I keep going on and on about it, and don't ever apologize for venting about your depression, Sayori. I know that my words are probably don't sound as reassuring and helpful as I want them to be, but one thing that'll never change will be my willingness to listen. You've been battling this alone for so long, so it's only fair that I can be a shoulder for you to cry on. Problem shared is a problem halved, right? Well, it's obviously not that simple in this case, but it's something. She sniffles and nods slowly. It does help to at least be able to talk about it. That's something then. Having you around, as much as I don't think I deserve your support, it does make a difference. And that makes me happy then. Really? Yeah, it might not be a huge help, but it's still some help, surely. She pauses to reflect. Yeah, I guess so. She nods and shifts herself so that her head lies in my lap. Once she settles, I start absentmindedly stroking her hair. My mom told me my mom told me there would be days like this. Hmm? Oh, well, back in November after our fight, well, I was a bit lost. I didn't know who to turn to, so I asked mom for advice. What did she say? She said if you date someone with depression, you'll have good days like the ones we've had before, and bad days like today, I guess. Sari falls silent once more. She looks a little reflective, and thankfully she doesn't seem to mind that I told mom about her condition. Does she have depression herself? Nope. She dated someone who had it in the past. It's kind of spooky how accurate her advice was. Was it? What was it? She told me about how important it is to be patient and understanding for a start. Which you have been. I don't know. I still have no idea what I'm doing, and I don't really know if I'm saying or doing the right things. I thought I was, but after you told me that my words are just empty, I'm starting to doubt everything. A lot of regret flashes across her face. Sorry, I didn't mean that. For what it's worth, you've been a great boyfriend, Richie. It's just not fair on you. Your heart has always been in the right place, and you put up with my moods? Well, that's reassuring to hear at least. And all I can do in return is snap at you for the smallest things. I knew it wasn't gonna be easy. Mom did warn me. And being honest with you, it's times like these that make me realize just how serious depression is. But I'm glad I got the wake up call sooner rather than later. Neither of us really know what we're doing, but at least we have each other now, right? It's also our first relationship, so we've really been fighting an uphill battle from the start. I've definitely enjoyed my time with you so far, and you think I'm a good boyfriend, so we could be doing a lot worse. I don't know, could we? I feel like our relationship has just been you putting up with me. Do we have a future together? Her words cut deep, knowing that she has these doubts, especially this early on. What do you think? Honest question. I don't know. Do you really want us to have a future together? Yes, so do I. But what about when we start our last year in school? Or when we leave school? What if you go to university and I don't? What if. Sayori, listen to me. Let's just take our relationship one day at a time, okay? You could probably drive yourself crazy trying to predict the future. Do I know if we'll be together in a year? Truthfully, I don't. I have no clue what life will be like after school, but there's no point in worrying about it now because it doesn't get you anywhere. Yeah, you're right. She gives a short, humorless laugh. I'm glad one of us can think rationally. Nah, remember how I thought we'd let a spirit loose in the classroom back in October? That was the polar opposite of rational. I really enjoyed that day. It was nice to dress up in silly costumes and scare each other. A real throwback to our childhood. Definitely a highlight of the year, along with Christmas. There's something really satisfying about seeing someone light up when they unwrap a present you've given them. I have the photo you gave me in my room, by the way. It always makes me smile whenever I see it. Even when you're not physically around, you still make me happy. Please don't forget that. Thank you, Richie. I'll do my best. Aww. Well, on that note, um, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here for now. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe, click the bell so there's a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason.